Hello. Welcome to the Beck Show.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. I'm so happy you're here. This is very, very exciting.
Yes.
So, Jason, I want you to tell me a little bit about what you do in the film industry.
I basically work in the film industry as a stylist and a costume designer. Just basically working in the costume department in films, TV shows, productions, commercials, and stuff like that. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that for?
About 4 or 5 years now.
Okay. And did you start in Vancouver?
Started in Vancouver. Started doing... What did I start doing? I started doing background work for a little bit, actually, just to get my foot in the door.
No way.
Yeah, I know. So if you watch some shows, like I can list them. You can see
my
me
God,
in the
what
back.
shows did you do background on?
Oh my gosh. Like Once Upon a Time.
That was a great show.
A few. Yeah, I really wanted to work on that show because I was super into like the fairy tale land and fairy tale world. So that was fun. Some Nickelodeon shows, some movies, but you see a little person that's always very eccentric with their style. It was me. And I'd be always casted as like the alternative person or something funny like that.
That's not shocking.
I know. So that was fun. But then that kind of gave me like an understanding of like how the film industry works and whatnot. And then I kind of, once I went to fashion school, I kind of got my foot back into the door and then started doing commercials and stuff. And then went into film.
How is fashion school? And by the way, when someone says I went to fashion school, all I ever think is
my flex.
I'm like Jenny Humphrey from Gossip Girl. I want to go to fashion school, Mom.
I know. I was super fun when I told everybody. First, I remember telling my parents and they're like, what?
Of course.
Like, oh, what? Are you not going to do anything else? Like, what? Is that a career? Like, what are you going to do after? I'm like, I don't know. Because even when I went to fashion school, I thought, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I knew that design wasn't like my biggest thing, but then while I was in school, I discovered that being a stylist is a job. Yeah. But ironically, the course in fashion school of being a stylist was like a 4-hour like little introductory. So I was like, great, I chose the hardest one. But but yeah, it was fun. It was intensive. Like for someone like me who's like not the best student in school, like it was a lot to go back into.
You were the
school.
Alternative student.
Yeah, that part. And then it was fun though. You know, I went to school in Gastown.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was like a year long.
Is it the film school? Is it all in one or is it actually fashion?
I did fashion, hair, and makeup.
Amazing.
Yeah, so then I took the fashion program. It was cute. It was fun. I met a lot of people. It was lots of like, since it's like a condensed program, it was like a lot of freaking homework. Like, and I was just like,
see, I can't get down with the homework.
Same.
Let's get it all done in one.
I was like, let's just do it in class. But then, of course, me just like whatever.
Yapping in the back.
Yapping in the back all day long.
Yep.
More concerned about what I'm wearing versus doing the actual work. But
I always find when you go to like those type of schools, the people who are the best in school, they never actually do what the job is.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Then you have the people who are like, I don't really care. I was always going to say, I don't give a fuck. I don't really care. They're the ones that thrive.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually felt that because I felt like I was not the like strongest student, not the worst student, but I was kind of like in between the middle and whatnot. And some courses I excelled at. Some of them I just like, I didn't give a shit about.
Yep.
Because I wasn't really like focused on it. Like some stuff like, even history for me was challenging because like we had to go back so far back. We had to make this huge history book from like years ago with illustrations.
Different fashion.
Yeah, and I was like, I really could care less. Like, of course I know, but like, it was just a lot. So like, but yeah, it's interesting to see like when I look back at it and like I've gone back to the school now to like guest speak a few times and just like talk to students and be like,
so cool.
That was me one time, you know? And
is it the same teachers as well?
Some of them are, yeah.
Okay,
so it's really, it's like a trip sometimes because I'm just like, oh, now I'm sitting in the office with you talking about what the curriculum is going to be for the day today.
Be like, oh, that's what you eat. That's what you
I know. And I was like, okay, now I know how this works. But that was kind of cool and kind of like a full circle moment. So yeah, it was fun. But it's interesting to see like what people have done since.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of people switch career paths and like don't even do fashion anymore.
Like just completely.
Yeah, like a lot. Like I had like 16 students in our class. And I'm like one of the only people that pursued fashion to this extent.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but everyone's still like in the creative world and the arts and stuff like that. But it was just like interesting to see like what people go in it for and what they do afterwards.
Yeah. So you came out of doing fashion school and like what was your first job? Like how did you get that job?
I literally still worked in retail. So prior to that, I worked in retail. But then now I felt like I was qualified to work in like luxury retail. So I was like, you know what? And that's when like Nordstrom was around and whatnot. So then I applied at Nordstrom and I was like, I just finished fashion school. I'm super cool. Like, you know, I know everything. Like, I want to work here. And then at that time, they were like, I wanted to work as a stylist there. But at Nordstrom, they have a personal stylist position.
Yes.
But in that world, you have to bring clients because they want you to bring clients in and get commission off of you. But I had
Okay.
no clients, so I'm like,
But can you not just like, okay, I've got like Bex Grant.
yeah, exactly.
You know, can you not just like make a little roster of your friends?
I know, but they were like, we want to see your client book and like how much they spend, and I was like, oh, I don't have one of those. Like, don't you guys bring the clients here? Like, super green, had no idea.
Yep.
So they put me in jewelry and watches,
Okay.
which I didn't want to be in, but they were like, you can start here, and then I worked there for a few, and then
did you get into nails from like doing that? I know it sounds really random, but my thought would be like, oh, you'd have nice nails.
Oh no, not at all. Okay,
Okay, you're like,
no, they're trying to teach me how to sell diamonds, and I was like, I don't want to learn how to sell diamonds.
Yeah, that's a little
but
bit
and like
too...
fine jewelry is very like, I just wasn't what I was aligned with, and I knew that. So then during that time when I was doing retail, I was just like trying to figure it out. I was doing a lot of creative shoots, like photo shoots and stuff as a stylist, and like barely making any money, and then I was like, okay, where's the money at, you know? But there's a lot of like networking, building my portfolio. And then, you know, I booked my first commercial job and it was New Balance, which was amazing. That was like
a
huge deal for me being like this young stylist who's never worked on a proper shoot before. And then from there on, I just kind of like one job took me to the other. And then I know getting into film, I volunteered for my first short film.
Wow.
It was a summer and somebody was like, hey, I know you want to work in film and like might be a good way to get into it because a lot of working crew members and... You know, and that's actually what it was. Like, I worked on this short film and I had no idea what I was doing. But I remember doing background, I knew how to read a call sheet. So I was like,
that's
this
awesome.
is the call sheet. I know how to read this and like study the call sheet and do like, I don't know how the costume department really worked. And then from there on, I started doing all the Hallmarks, the movies of the week, the MWs, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, then I did Netflix and this and that and then union jobs and then blah, 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 blah. But like now I like do film on and off. So, you know, like when I say I'm a stylist and costume designer, styling wise, I'm doing like editorials, commercials, campaigns, and like music videos and working with artists and stuff like that. And then film is where I do like the shows and stuff. So people always are confused about like what's what.
At least with film, you know, you get that consistent paycheck. You know what you're about to make.
Yeah.
So like it's good that you can dip in and out. And you meet some really cool people.
Absolutely. And like we're so lucky that we have such a busy film industry in Vancouver. So like like I feel like we've been blessed and grateful to have those opportunities and like so many big shows too. So sometimes when people are talking about shows, I'm like, that's literally filming here. Like I can work on it.
So you know what's really funny? Whenever I have a guest on the show, I like to Google them. That's
dear. Oh my God.
Everybody Google him.
Oh dear.
No, but I looked at your resume and I was like, we've met.
What?
We've met. And like it took me.
Stop it.
Yeah, we met. So you did a project called When the Streetlights Go On. So did I.
Yes.
I was a day player on it. We did this party scene. I had like one little.
Was it the Halloween party?
It was the Halloween party outside.
Shut up.
Where we died out in Langley for like 5 nights.
Oh my God, that's
so
that deserted
cold.
home.
But someone actually lived there.
Oh.
So
really?
apparently
that
someone
was scary.
And you go upstairs
haunted.
and like it was creepy. And we did
Wait,
the party.
And
the guy drove off on the motorbike.
Oh my God, Sam. Yeah, I remember everybody because I still follow all the what?
English Sam, who was on
English
EastEnders
Sam.
and yeah.
You were on When the Streetlights Go On?
That
was my such a fun show because everybody cast-wise was like relatable to age.
Yes.
And then we had Queen Latifah, who was like a huge player that came into that show.
Yep.
Oh my God, you were on that?
Yeah.
I love how you saved that for now.
I know. Well, I only found out yesterday because I was like going through and like, you know.
That was fun. That was supposed to be on Quibi. And then like something happened. I think it was like COVID. And
but it was on this weird thing. And it was like 10-minute long
episodes or something.
It wasn't Facebook, was it? No, that was Sacred Lies.
Yeah, it was called Quibi.
Yes.
And there was this app you had, and you can watch like it's like short series or something.
Which the idea of it is good. I think it was for people who are commuting, so you can watch like 10 minutes at a time, which is funny because I'm like, just pause it.
Just pause it. Yeah,
just
exactly.
pause it.
And then I think the pandemic happened when it was supposed to come out properly.
Yes.
So then they didn't really like do much with it. But what I did notice is that entire cast was like all like rising stars.
100.
Sophie's on Yellow Jackets now, which is amazing.
She has a load of movies out as well. Recently.
Yeah, she's a new one that just came out. It's coming out like Warner Brothers something. And I was like, slay. Like they're fucking dope. Like
there's some cool people on that.
And even like Chosen, he's like done a lot with his music. I remember that time he was just writing.
I totally forgot about him. Yeah.
I can't believe you're on there. I'm tripping out.
That's so funny. So we would have crossed paths.
So we're besties meant to be.
I remember getting so sick after that shoot.
Really?
Because it was so cold.
It was so cold, yeah.
And it's funny because
I think I was lining everyone's jackets with like hot shots and warmers.
Water bottles.
Yeah. And just like really going for it. And they had to, that was
I now live out near there and I drive past that house quite a lot.
Oh my God.
And I always think of that shoot.
Yeah.
Always.
I still have all those pictures from that shoot like in my phone because I never delete anything I work on.
That's so
So I have like all of like, I'm going to go through it tonight.
And it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, yeah. That was a fun one though. But wow.
Yeah.
And then we reconnected the last few months.
Yeah. I know. Because we just did a project together. That was a good project.
That was fun.
Like,
like I just go quiet. That was fun.
It was fun. Anyhow, that's crazy that you started out in background.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't know that, but that's why I just had this like huge sense of appreciation because I feel like I worked. I don't know. Like, even that time though, there was this huge. Now I feel like sets and stuff they like to treat people equally. Back then, I remember they'd be like, "Hey, your lunch is over there," and it was literally like some shitty ass lunch that they would give us, and everyone else is eating like gourmet stuff. And like, I like now that things have changed, and I've seen like, some of those times I'd hate it, and people. And that time, even I remember like 80s. Sometimes on some shows would be like screaming at us, and I was like, "Oh no, 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 no! Like that doesn't fly now, right?" But like,
no,
yeah, it was just it's crazy, but it was a fun time.
Yeah,
could I do it again? Probably not.
It's hard. Like,
now that you work on the crew side.
But there's such a difference in pay for union and non-union.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a non-union background actor, you're paid like $19 an hour, which is pretty shitty.
And then if you're on voucher, you're like like an instant.
But I found, well, if you're on a voucher, which is a union, you're like $30.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a difference.
Huge difference.
However, I found the union actors are usually the harder ones to work with.
Yeah, because they're
really, really difficult.
They're like, we've been doing this for a very long time. This is my professional career. Don't tell me what to do. I know how to do this. I remember even on the last show, I'm not going to say names, but like I saw somebody, I walked in and I was like, hey, can you guys go pull that person's jacket? Because I was already taking off the cast jackets. And she goes up to him and he goes, no. And I was like, what do you mean no? Like, you're taking your jacket off. And I was like, you deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. But I was like, even that moment, I was like, you don't tell the crew members. Like,
get your jacket off.
Exactly.
Like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you signed up to. I try. I'm a very impatient person, but I do try to have patience. On the show that we just did, I went up to someone and I'm placing the background because that's a big part of my job, you know, bringing the shot alive.
Yeah.
Whatever. And this girl goes, I don't want to be here. We can't really see, I don't want to be able to see my face because I've auditioned for a part on this show. So,
okay.
And I literally dead ass went.
I could just picture you being like, good for you.
Good for you. Every time I see you, I'm going to put you front and center of every single shot.
So now you cannot be cast in the show as anything else because you've been seen. I'm joking, but yeah,
that's insane. And that's happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
And every time it happens.
But it's like, you already know that they went through casting, right? To book you in here. So like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know?
It truly doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like.
And it's funny because they come back and like, but there is some.
Sometimes I'm like, there's really people that are delusional.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's also some fabulous people.
Absolutely.
I will say. I've met some really cool people and
they're the people that keep working and they have a good attitude and they're, you know, they're professional in a good way.
There's some amazing stand-ins in this industry, I find, that I've definitely met along the way for people who don't know what stand-ins are.
Yeah,
and you literally stand in for the actor.
For the actor.
So when we're lighting and all those different things.
Yeah.
And some people have been doing it for years and years and years.
I know. I'm like, yeah, like I don't think I have the patience to do it, but like
you're also impatient.
Yeah, I'm very impatient. So like that's funny. I was reading this horoscope thing recently and it was like Sagittarius impatient. I was like, yes, see? Like I know.
Validation.
Yeah, validation. Thank you. It's not just me, it's all of us.
I love horoscopes.
Me too.
But only my own. I don't care about anybody else's.
Same. Like if you know, I post always like Sag this, Sag that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always something that's like, it's about me.
That's so funny.
I mean, it's my page, so.
I'm a Virgo through and through.
Virgo.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like if I could pick my sign, I would be a Virgo.
Nice. I think I would choose Sagittarius too.
I do this weird thing as well. You know when you go to like, I like to look at like magazines, and if I'm like, okay, this is out of date by a year, but I set the intention, what I'm about to read is valid for right now.
For right now. It's like 2023.
Then I read it and I'm like, oh, okay.
Sometimes I read, like, if I like to read my horoscope every single morning when I can, like I usually do. And I have like.
Do you have like an app?
Yeah, I have like so many. I actually have like 4 that I cycle through. So like,
what?
Yeah, it's weird.
And do they all kind of say similar things, or is it?
That's what I like to read them all at once. So it'll be like, okay, this is on point.
Okay.
But there's some funny ones sometimes because it'll be like do's and don'ts.
Yep.
And the don'ts sometimes are like, don't use a blow dryer. And I'm like, why would I use a blow dryer today? Like I never do anyways. It's so random. So I'm like, I will
then
say
you get to set and it's like, can we just.
Can you try this shirt, please? Yeah.
And you've got the first ATB and like, do you not have a blow dryer?
Oh, maybe that's what it meant. I was thinking like, my hair is so short. I'm not going to blow dry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I did an MOW last year and, you know, I'd never done it before.
An MOW?
Yeah, I'd never done one.
Oh, wow.
And it was like.
You went straight to it.
Yeah, well, I had like a 3-week gap between projects and my friend was like, do you want to come do this MOW with me? And I was like, sign me up. Yeah, I'll do that with you. So Went there and I was like, wow, everyone just does a bit of everything here.
All hands on deck.
Love that. I love that.
I hate it.
I'm like gripping.
I hate it.
At one point, the grip's like, oh, you're into this. At one point, I was special effects, but this one day,
What are your special effects?
I was like wetting the floor. There's actually a picture of me wetting the floor, and everyone was like, oh, she really
Like,
is.
wow,
getting
she's a
into this.
go-getter. We should bring her back.
And anyway, so there was this like window, and we'd put fake snow because it was a Christmas movie, and it just looked weird. So like we got to blow dry it, but like no one's moving fast, and I'm like, I want to go home. So I was like, hey, hair and makeup friends, can you bring me a blow dryer? I just plugged it in, and I felt it bang. I knew straight away. Like I'd plugged it into like all the LX stuff.
Oh no.
And I felt it go. But I was that embarrassed. I just committed to the bit.
Did you?
I did. It was like,
oh my God.
And I was like, nearly done. And I took it back over and I was like, hey, if you need to L&D it, just pop my name on it. No. She's like, well, that's my personal one. Then I will e-transfer.
So I will pay you for one. I'll buy you a new one.
I was mortified, but at the same time, got the job done.
You know what? You have to do that. You need someone that's going to be efficient and get the job done.
100%.
Like, there's no hurry up and waiting. We're done.
I always see there's people with, they can read your chart. I'd be interested to do that. Like, we'll have that done.
I got one done once.
Okay. How was it?
I've actually got it done twice, but once it was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
This is funny though, because of my cousin's bachelorette party. And she's like, I got a tarot card reader. And I was like, while we're all drinking and partying, I was like, let's just go for it. Let's do it. And I'm like in the pool, and then this lady's like in this like room, and everyone's going one by one. And they're all coming out like emotional and stuff. And I was like, okay, it's my turn. And I was like, what am I going to talk about? Like, I don't even know. Like, I was just like, we're also like on vacation. So it's kind of like funny.
Yep.
But I walked in there, and she was just like, the energy was so like strong and weird that I was just like, my eyes tear up instantly. And I was
God.
And then we just had this huge like vulnerable moment with each other. And then I walked out and I was like, oh, now I get what everyone says. I feel like you enter this room and it's just like all these energies.
Get out and everyone's like,
yeah. And it was interesting. But I've had some interesting ones. But I usually just like to, I bought my own decks now at home. So I try to like learn.
Yep.
But it's just funny because it takes me a very long time to like go through it, read the card, look it up, see what this means. And there's so many different ways to like pull a card. I've been doing it in a reverse way and intentions and this and that. So, but yeah, we should get one together.
100%.
I think it'd be so funny to watch. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you'd be asking such funny questions or something.
Well, I've had really good experiences. I went to one in England, had a great time. I'm actually going home in 3 weeks. And I messaged my sister and I was like, yo, let's go see the medium because I felt good about it. Yeah. But me and my friend Jenna went to see one in Fort Langley. And it was
medium?
No, it was a tarot card reader.
Okay.
I smelled bullshit the minute I booked the appointment. So we go.
Send me the money right now.
Well, we go and Jenna went first. And I just didn't get a good vibe about the place. And I'd been to this place many times, but it felt
It's like a home? Or like a
No,
business?
it was like, it's a business. Okay. It's like down an alleyway. And I immediately went in and the woman, I just felt like everything was like, just set up. Oh, it's set like this because that's how they tell me to do it. Nothing felt intentional and I felt weird. And she was drawing cards different ways and she was saying different things. And then she was telling me different things about my life. None of it was true.
Right.
None of it has ever even become true.
Oh, no.
And I just felt weird. And like the whole time I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm good. She's like, oh, I have another line. And I was like, all right, crack on. Like,
yeah, I feel like sometimes
it was
people,
weird.
Like, I've had one like that's similar where like I felt like they were just trying to give me guidance, but just like some things that are just generic that are happening to everybody, you know?
She was trying to draw
and then,
things.
I'm not going to say a single word. I want her to just go for it. But
you should know my name the minute I walk in there without me telling you.
Yeah, my full name, my birth date, everything.
Yeah. No, she was too generic for me.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's what I think that's the hard part. And people are always like, who's just doing it for the money? Who's actually real and authentic? But I've heard some stories about some people meeting some like really, really like good ones.
Yeah.
That give them like amazing life advice and like.
I love that. And if you get what you need from it, I see a lot of people do it online and that's weird to me.
Yeah, I know.
I want you in the room. I want you to feel my palms.
Yeah, like
I want you to look in my eyes.
Look in my eyes. I'm like, yes.
You know what I mean? I want you to smell me. I want you to know what I'm about.
No, absolutely. Like, how do you do it online? You're just behind the camera and you're going to be like, yes, you.
But I will say, my sister was like, oh, we'll see if the medium's available. I'm like, she should know we're coming.
She should know we're coming.
Like,
she should just be open and ready.
She should be ready.
Yeah.
She should have. Oh, I'm feeling a little vexed today.
Well, like the episode we did on well cards, like Vanessa being like, "Do you remember
she
that?"
knows I'm coming.
I was dying. That was so funny.
Oh my god. Okay, mediums. Just
mediums.
Truly, hobbies. Let's talk about hobbies.
Ooh, yes.
Tell me, what's your favorite hobby?
You know, a hobby I want to get back into is, I don't know why I'm laughing, is playing the piano. It's been like stirring around my head for such a long time. I have a keyboard at home.
Okay.
But it's under my bed.
Okay.
And it's been there for quite some time.
Okay, so let's get that out
Let's
from
get
under
that
the
out.
bed.
Yeah, step one. But I actually want to go. I just went to a symphony on Friday.
Oh,
the Vancouver
amazing. Yep. I had a couple of friends who went to that.
Yeah, it was super cool. Super cool. It's a community concert. So it's like complimentary tickets for everybody. I took a friend with me and I was like, this is my calling. I feel it coming. So I want to get back into music this year. I don't know to what extent. Like,
and when you say like you teach yourself and you just kind of go for it,
Yeah.
you don't need a teacher.
No.
There's so much stuff online that you
I've learned by ear, like, and I used to be like in music like when I was younger for many years. But yeah, so I used to like literally watch videos online and just like learn it.
It's the best way.
I
Can you
just, like,
sing?
No, shower singer.
Okay.
We're not doing it right now.
And what
so
type of
don't you dare.
Okay, please sing for me.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite type of music? Like, we're playing pop songs in a very tranquil piano way, because that's my favorite. Or is it more like
I was learning a lot of like R&B songs.
Love that.
Yeah, because those are like kind of like easier to learn. They're not too fast paced.
I have
like,
a really good friend who's in the sound department, Mesh. You might, if you cross paths with her, you guys would get on very, very well. She loves and listens to music, and does the piano thing, and you guys would get on really well. She can sing as well. Same kind of vibe. You guys,
kind of vibe. She's a shower singer like you as well.
No. I think she can sing.
Okay, cool.
But
and then
you guys can piano together.
Yeah.
One day she said to me, I'm going to get rid of all the furniture in my apartment.
And make it into a studio?
And no, she was like, and I'm just going to put a baby grand piano in the middle.
Oh, wow.
And I was like...
That's commitment.
And I remember going home and my husband was like, she's lost the plot. And then I saw her a couple of months ago and I was like, did you get rid of the sofa? She's like, nah, I chose to keep it. Okay.
You're like, great call.
But that would be the vibe.
That would be the vibe, yeah. You come over to my place, it's just empty.
Hey, do you want to come for a sleepover? You'll have to sleep under the baby grand piano.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But my other hobby is cooking.
Okay.
Love cooking.
Yep.
Watching shows. Well, now that I've been off for like 3 weeks, I feel like I would just reconnect into everything I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm also entering my wellness era. So
I
booked an entire week of sound baths this week.
Amazing.
Yeah. I just need to like decompress and just.
Yeah.
I really found sound baths like beneficial for me and helpful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never done one. And now you've said it.
I never had either. And then I went to one outdoors in a park like a few years ago and my friend was leading it and I was like, this is cool. And then somebody in the West End in the community was doing complimentary classes all summer last year. Amazing. So I was going every week to them.
Yep.
And then I was just trying to find places that are like, I like. And then just over the holidays, I was like, hey, once this like crazy binge eating and drinking and socializing is over, we have to get back into the wellness land.
100%.
Yeah.
I speak about wellness and self-care quite a lot on this podcast and all the different things we love doing. But it's so important to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Even like trying to get into the habit of meditating again. I kind of like lost that when I was... It's hard when you're working such crazy hours.
It is.
You know, it's just like our call times are so all over the place. It's like I'm waking up at 4 a.m., sometimes 9 a.m.
Yep.
And it's just like I can't even... I know it's like 15 minutes of like mindful meditation and stuff like that, but I can't even fit that into the morning sometimes because
I'm busy stressing. I can't.
I'm trying to read the script in the morning. I'm trying to figure out all my 10 changes for all the cast.
Yeah.
And then I get to work. I'm like, you know what? I'll do it at work. And I get
all
there.
you hear is me on channel 1.
Where are you, Jason? Hello, cast have landed.
Hello. Do I have anyone? Hello. It's me. Hello.
Me. Yeah. So like all of that, but like cooking's a really good. I love cooking. So
okay, I'm horrible at cooking.
Really?
Yeah, my husband does all the cooking. I do the cleaning. He does the cooking.
Love.
But it's a great balance.
Yeah. Dynamic. Yeah.
I will say I'll make like homemade chips. That is my specialty. And like how
what type? Like what's the
pot boil them and then put them in the air fryer, then put them in the fridge, and then I do this whole thing.
I've only done kale chips.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I burnt them like the first time.
Okay.
I was like, oh, crispier.
Crispier. And
next thing I was just done. I was like,
cremated.
fuck, out the garbage.
Yeah, cooking's hard, but if you love it, I love.
I think since I was younger, like it's a bit more like natural for me.
Yeah.
My sister hates it. Very ingredient based, follows directions, and I'm just like doing whatever, and just like it's great though because I crave something at like late at night. I'll be like, do I have the ingredients?
So this is a funny little story. I have to find the message. Where are you, Sue Crawford? Susan. Okay,
Who is Sue?
This is my Sue is one of the best humans I've met in Canada. She is my friend Jenna's aunt.
Okay.
So my friend Jenna would always hang out with her aunt, and I'm like, I love that you just hang with your aunt all the time. Yeah. Then I met the aunt in the summer last year, and I'm like, well, now we're best friends as well. So about 2 weeks ago, my husband texted me and was like, hey, can you put ham in the slow cooker? We'll have ham for dinner.
Oh no, I'm nervous.
I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, hey, can I just get a little more instruction on that? Like, because it needs to be in a glaze or else it'll dry out. But I don't want to put it in water. And I just was like,
in water. Yeah.
I need more instructions. So I get the slow cooker out and the ham's still in the fridge. I'm like, hello. And
was it in the freezer or fridge?
it was in the fridge.
Okay.
So at least it didn't need defrosting.
Yeah, okay.
So then I was like, hello, 4 hours, still nothing. And he's a firefighter. So I'm like, he's putting out fires, but I'm stressing about the ham. So I was like, this was on January the 4th. Sue, help. Jamie's asked me to put ham in the slow cooker and hasn't responded for like 2 hours when I've asked for further instructions. How the hell do I stop it from drying out? My window of being a good wife is slowly closing. And then literally 3 minutes after, Jamie texts me and he's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll do it at some other point. Then I've just put, stand down on this. He just told me we will have ham another night.
That's so funny.
She's like, then she like...
He's probably like, oh no, I can't give you instructions because I'm nervous now.
Well, she hadn't seen it for ages and she was like, okay, this is hilarious. So I then put, oh my God, this was wild. I was like, I'm so overwhelmed. I tried to call my mom and it's like 11 p.m. in England. Then I tried to Google a recipe and I was like, I can't follow this. And then he texts me saying, calm down, we can have a chicken salad. And
oh
that's
my
kind
gosh,
of
you're so funny.
Yeah,
you're full on panicking. You're like, if I put this ham in the slow cooker, what's going to happen?
Well, here's the thing. He did it with like a residue, like it was a whole thing. And I'm like,
right. You're like, how can I do that?
And then
It's
I was like, do I put it in? I was going to like squirt some honey mustard on it. I don't really know, but I was really, really.
Oh my gosh, I wish. Like, I just seeing you attempt to do that, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I was like.
Next time we do that, do take a video.
Oh, I truly will.
You have to.
Like, I'm trying to do a little vlogging. I brought a little I brought like a little DJI camera.
Ooh, cute.
Because when I go traveling, I'm like, I got to get all the vlogging material.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I should vlog my cooking. And I was like, if you ask me what I have.
Today's toast is peanut butter and jelly.
I like biscuits dunked into my tea for breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Trying to get better at not having coffee on an empty tummy.
Ooh, I'm not much of a coffee drink as I have that can, but like I don't really drink coffee. But
right.
like, why does that make your stomach hurt?
It's really bad for you.
Oh, okay.
It's really bad on an empty stomach. So I'm trying to be mindful, but also like caffeine.
Are you a dairy
life.
person? Can you do dairy?
Oh, through and through.
Okay,
No
great.
problem.
Great. I like choose not to. Like I can eat anything with dairy and like cheese and all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes to beverages, I always take the substitute. And then I've done it for so long that if I have milk or something, then my stomach starts hurting. And I'm like, this is like, I created this problem on my own.
You did create
I never had issues ever.
There's nothing worse than having a friend that has a load of allergies.
Oh, I know. Like, especially when in a restaurant and they're like, what would you like? Well, I can't have this. I'm like,
grow up.
You're eating on your own. We're not sharing anything.
That person will take an ice cube.
Yeah, literally. All my gluten-free friends, vegan friends, love you all. But like.
Oh my God. I was a vegetarian. Okay.
But, you know, I'm adaptable.
Yeah.
But to an extent.
So this was maybe like 7 years ago. I was like, I'm going to be a vegetarian. That's it. This is it. This is going to be my lifestyle. And I committed to the bit. I was like through and through a vegetarian. And I enjoyed it.
But you just kept the dairy in because you love dairy foods.
Yeah. I mean, vegetarians can eat dairy. Like, I'd have a glass of milk. Like,
yeah.
But no one like really...
Wait, that's the reason why it's vegan and vegetarian, right? Vegans, you can't have any...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom... my mom, and I'm sorry, mom, like I know I keep saying things on the podcast, right? But this is what she did. She would make a meal and she put like chicken stock in it and she was like, oh, it adds a bit of flavor and never tell me.
Oh no.
And between her and my husband behind my back were like throwing bits in. And then he was like, oh, well, you're eating gelatin in Haribo candy. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I went out, had a night out, woke up the next day and was like, I need a bacon sandwich. So I then stopped and I was like,
oh, that was it? Okay. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, so what made you change your mind? That's, you know, I relate to that because I was pescatarian for no reason.
To be fair, I was low-key pescatarian. I still
I want to be
fingers.
pescatarian now. So I was pescatarian for like 8 weeks and then booked a film job. What did I do? Got to crafty and jerky. I said...
You're immediately like, that's it.
I just like, fuck you guys, I broke it. Like I couldn't, like my self-control went out the window. And then catering too, I just like... There's too many options. I had to let it go.
Sometimes I'm on a show. If I'm on a show for too long, catering kills me.
Oh yeah,
like
I was getting. Actually, never mind. But I was getting like that on ours a little bit. You know. Yeah. I was just really potatoed out. I was like,
if I ever see the word Yukon potatoes, I'm immediately like, no, cut it out. Put it.
I like skimmed. I wouldn't even read that word. Like I would just like be like, what
I
else
love
is there?
a good potato.
Same.
If I could be a piece of food, I would be a potato. I love potatoes. Yukon potatoes.
Yeah.
Nah.
Get rid of them.
Breakfast through and through on film is usually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I like to change it up too. So like it's nice to just be like, I'll get a wrap or I'll get this or that.
Lunch, take it or leave it.
Right.
Crafty though, you gotta have a good crafty. Like
that is so important.
Oh my God.
Like those are the things I remember on sets when people talk about like, oh, the crafty was amazing or it was disgusting or you need variety. Like I'm such a savory person too. So like a lot of the times on crafties, people will have lots of sweets and I'm like, okay, like where's the savory options?
Like, where is all this?
Like, aren't you looking out for me too?
We spoke about Riverdale. It was a show I worked on with a couple of my buddies. Mm-hmm. They had the best crafty. It was like the last season.
I did called in a little bit, but like, yeah.
Dude,
I remember the crafty was really good. Even their sandwiches 10.
They were always
they were
like,
really good.
We have no money on this show, but they ended up with a waffle maker.
Oh, wow.
They had a pizza thing. Like you would text and they'd be like, they'd make you a fresh pizza. It was insane. It was the most insane crafty. And then the show I'm working on now, you go up and you order. That's when you know it's good. If you have to go up and order, they're hoarding things so people aren't taking. But that show we worked on together, lucky if I got a banana.
No, I know. Trust me. There's a point where I was like, I'm going to bring my own snacks.
I steal tea bags.
Oh.
Like it's one of my favorite things.
That's a common thing for people apparently.
Yeah, I love it. Because only different ones. Like I wouldn't take like an English breakfast. That's boring.
Not an Earl Grey.
No, because
I'm joking.
I naturally buy those ones. Yeah. But if I'm seeing like a chai, something that's a little bit different, in the bag you go. I treat myself like down the line on a weekend.
I mean, ours was like, it was slim pickings, you know? Like I was like, what is going on here? like at this point, never mind. Like I would have brought in my own like toaster.
That's when you get meal prep.
Yeah, I'd have brought my own air fryer in. You could have.
Oh my God, could you imagine if we had our little toaster and we're like,
it's surprising we didn't have a toaster.
The toast shack.
Yeah.
And we charge people. I think people would do it.
A little stand.
Like a little dollar jar.
Yeah.
Looney Toony toast.
That part. Looney Toony toast. Will be our side hustle for crafties.
Our own little crafties.
Oh my God, we could be like a food truck.
I thought about doing a food truck. I wanted the Buzz.
Yes.
That guy wants to retire apparently, and part of me was like, I should take over the Buzz.
Beck's the Buzz. Buzz Beck. Buzz Beck.
Beck's his Buzz.
Beck's his Buzz. There you go.
What's the buzz? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could be playing my podcast in the background.
Oh my God.
I could still see all my film people, whip up a couple of coffees, get on the road.
Absolutely.
Like I think
that would be like
I think I'd like it for like 3 months and I'd be like, I'm over this.
You're over this, yeah. Yeah. If someone were to order like something specific, I'd be like, does this look like Starbucks?
I like the Jack and the Bean one that comes.
Me too.
They're the best ones.
I love them because they have some really good smoothies too.
Yeah, they're so nice.
And this raspberry lemonade drink that's really good.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
They don't mind if I order two.
They're just nice, and I love the merch. Yeah, and I see really people. Nice, I saw someone in LA with a Jack and the Bean hat.
People their merch is like people wear it a lot. Like I've seen it around like many places.
It's amazing. Okay, so what shows are you watching?
Okay, currently, I just finished another Harry Potter marathon, but that doesn't count. Okay. But I just finished Squid Games season 2. Did you watch that?
I watched season 1. I've not done season 2.
Okay, I had to watch it, so I really, it was hard for me to get into the first episode.
Okay.
But then I did the recap, and I was like, oh yeah, all this shit happened.
How do you watch it? Do you watch it on the
Netflix?
No, do you watch it with subtitles?
Oh, like with Netflix.
Or do you have it dubbed?
Yeah, subtitles.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it's hard though, but like I have a friend that's watching it with English subtitle, like English dubbed, whatever.
That's how I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched it with subtitles. But yeah, it's good. Like it wasn't as good as the first season, I will say, in my opinion.
Okay.
But there's another season coming out as well, so it'll be a season 3 as well.
Oh, no way.
So, yeah, they got picked up for season 2 and 3, but I think they're releasing it in like separate parts.
Very wicked of them.
Very wicked of them. That's all I'm watching right now.
No reality?
I haven't got there yet, but I will. What are you watching?
Okay, so I I watch the same thing over and over and over again because okay, so last year I discovered Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
I've watched it. There's 12 seasons. I've watched it 6 times.
All 12 seasons? Oh, wow.
Because I go through it all.
Yeah.
I always just have it playing in the background. Then I get into bed. I'm like, I forgot this happened. And it's a safety show because I know it's good. I know what's up.
Yeah.
And then I just get to the end of season 12 and I'm like, oh, back to season 1 we go.
Oh my gosh.
And like, it's weird. And then
so were you really excited when we had the HouseWives like in our episode? Do you watch Real Housewives?
Wait, who did we have?
This Kyle Roberts.
I don't know.
Were you not on the show during our Housewives episode?
I think I was. I did. What show did I just? Oh, I was on a different show and we had Lisa Rinna come.
Oh, amazing! Was that the movie?
No, it was a It was a show, so help me Todd, it got cancelled.
Okay, gotcha.
Awesome show.
Yeah. But I mean, like the Housewives episode we did, like I have a lot of friends that are like,
Yes, I do, but I didn't
Housewife.
realize it was she's an actual housewife.
yes.
No way.
Oh, Richards, not Roberts, sorry. I just realized I said the wrong name. She's an actual housewife on Beverly Hills.
Is she the blonde one?
No, like darker hair.
Okay. Then I definitely
She's like the
interacted
OG.
with her, but I actually didn't
Yeah.
know that she was from...
She's like on the show. Yeah, she was literally she was telling me that she's like, once I finish shooting this, then I go back to the hotel, then I have to deal with like the episodes coming out and the social media and everything. The drama. But I was like...
So I've never watched The Housewives.
Okay. I've seen like clips of it, but I have friends that are diehard fans, kind of like Vanderpump Rule vibes.
Yeah.
And so I took a picture with her and I was like, sent it to them, didn't say a single thing.
What?
They're like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you're working with her, da-da-da-da, like freaking out. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize how big of a deal she is. Because I don't watch the show, so like meeting her was like meeting another actor for me.
Yep.
But then I looked her up after and I was like, oh, wow.
So I have a story.
Like,
I have a story. So when
like, I would hold her Rolex on set and I was like, I feel so bougie right now.
Why the fuck is she taking that to set?
She wore it into a scene and then we had to take it off. Then she just gave it to me. She said, Jason, can you hold it? And I was like, sure. And I was like holding it and I was like, hey guys, look at this Rolex
God.
in my little kit on set.
So when we had Lisa on set, she was so lovely. She is like, and again, I don't really know much about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but so she's on set and like, she's in the last scene of the day and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
She comes to set, we're yip-yapping away, and I knew of her. She was super famous and I followed her on Instagram. So I'm like chatting and she's getting tired. We bring her in and for some...
Oh no. Why am I nervous?
I love that I'm going to tell this story. I hope I don't get in trouble for telling it.
That's what I just felt like me just like 10 seconds ago. I was like, did I just speak too soon?
Did I just get cancelled?
Yeah.
So she's walking away to go to set and she's like, thanks, Bex. And I dead ass turn around and go, good luck. I said good luck to her and she did this.
Stop it.
And then walked away and I was like, I should move back to England.
You said good luck?
I said good luck to her, which is the worst thing you could ever say in our industry. Like,
yeah.
It's super bad to say
Break
that.
leg.
And I don't know why I said it, but I genuinely meant it because like you're nervous. This is a TV show. You've got lines like.
So I'd be like, do you know who I am?
And I said good luck. I've never, ever, ever seen someone dead ass stare me like that as badly as she did.
I would have been like, yeah, I'm wrapped.
I was and I called my friend and I was like, yo, I just did this. And she was like, you didn't. I was like, dude, I did. And I didn't mean it like that. Now she probably hate the whole weekend. I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Oh no.
The fact that I'd said good luck and she obviously knew, or she obviously thought I was maybe like just being a little bitch.
Yeah, good luck.
And which is, thank God I'd built a bit of a rapport with her already.
Amazing.
Monday morning was fine. We never spoke of it. I obviously never said it again. I just...
Kept your distance?
I couldn't keep my distance. I was with homegirl the whole time when we were on set.
Yeah.
But I think...
Look, I'm just going to be on mute.
I think about it all the time. Whenever I see her come on Instagram or like whenever someone brings up the Housewives, I'm like, good luck.
Yeah. I think I've tried to make small talk before, like when I first started working with like high profile people. I would like, and knowing them, but trying to pretend like I don't know them. So I'd be like, oh yeah, so like, how's the family? Like something stupid like that. And then I'd be like, I'm going to go punch myself in the fucking corner because they would be like, good. And then it's like, where do I go from there?
I feel like people tell weird stories as well.
Yeah, it's like word vomit, you know, it just happens. Like Kyle, I think when I went up to her, I was like, oh, like, how was she to work with her? I was like, she's great, she's lovely. And I was like, hi, Kyle, I'm Jason, nice to meet you, costumes, or something stupid like that. And it's like, calm down. And then she was like, hi. And then after I was like, I'm going to exit the room, come back and do that again, like a proper way. Because like, I was just like,
that's it.
The initial introduction.
I'll always think of you that way.
Yeah. Every time I get nervous, I'm like, Jason costumes. People are like, nice to meet you, Jason costumes. It's like, I just say, hi, I'm Jason. I'm working in the costume department. I don't know. You know, there's just like, it's funny.
I did it. I did a TV show and we ended up on top of a mountain, like a big glacier. It was like a really, really cool project. And my like job was to hang out with like cast before we go down to set because of like the snow and all of that stuff. Right. And I shit you not, this one day.
I shit you not.
I shit you not. Kurt Russell turns to me and explains how
my face just drops. I was like, oh no.
How a C-section works. I have no kids.
Yeah.
So I never knew how why would I ever know how I've never Googled it.
Right.
No one's ever really told me. Mm-hmm. And he spends 20 minutes telling me how C-sections work.
Oh no.
And I remember going home and thinking, I learned something new today. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
in my life. That's how I found out.
You know what? That will be a story you'll hold on to forever.
Forever and ever.
Like PTSD, but like, you know, it's...
But now whenever I see his face, I only think of C-sections.
Yeah.
Good luck in a
Put
C-section.
a face to the name, to the word. I have a similar story when I was doing truck customer. Frick, what's the Hearst? He was married to Kylie Minogue for Joshua something. Anyways, there's a sex scene happening. At this time, we didn't really have intimacy coordinators at that time. So they're like, Jason, offer him all these like socks. Like different sizes for the sex scene.
For his willy.
For his willy, yeah, to wear. And I was like, I do not want to have this conversation with him. This is so fucking awkward. Like, you know, like, here's a tray, choose which one you want. Like, so I was like, I had to do it. So I was like, knock, knock on the trailer. And I said, I'm just going to give this to you. There's a bunch of different options here. If none of them work, let me know and we'll make you another one.
Let me know if you need bigger or smaller.
Yeah, and I was like, put it in there. And I like walked away and I was like, what is my job right now? This is hilarious. He didn't choose any of them. He just did it with like a new thong. So
King.
I was like, great. And I don't think they even ended up shooting it like the way they thought they were going to shoot it. So worked out. But also those moments I'm just like, I don't want to ever have this conversation with someone ever again.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm glad intimacy coordinators are here.
Truly.
Here for us now.
Yeah.
And have those conversations.
It's really cool that you actually tell that story. Because I always think sometimes with intimacy coordinators, sometimes I'm like, can you not? Like, can you... Ugh. But I actually get the more time goes on.
Sometimes they're very hands-on.
I have a newfound appreciation, especially in the past couple of years. Yeah. Hearing that they help you behind the scenes. They're not only there for cast, they're there to be that.
Now that the more design jobs I do too, like those conversations we have, it's very... They've taken off so much off my like plate.
Yeah.
In terms of having the conversation with actors, what's available to use. They'll take care of all of that.
Yeah.
And they'll also be present in those scenes too, in the closed set scenes to like put the robe on them and do this and make sure they're comfortable. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do it.
And it's great because they can also be the bad person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, we've got 9 grips looking at, get them out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you know, I'm there every day. That person isn't. Mm-hmm. The project, the Colleen Hoover one, they...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Apparently... I mean, there's a lot going on with that. But,
I'm so invested in this. I've been literally spending hours.
Really?
I'm not joking. Yeah, it's like, it's a weird, I'm just so like, I think it's because we work in the film industry.
Yep.
And hearing all the crazy like lawsuits and stuff like that. I'm just like, this is juicy.
Well, apparently Blake Lively was fighting for an intimacy coordinator, which is insane. You should never have to fight for that.
But apparently she didn't, because now with the new text that's released.
What's the text?
She said that she didn't want to meet with one because they had one for her to meet with. And Justin sent her like everything's coming out.
Oh,
it's very juicy.
It's crazy because I don't know whose side to believe because I was a massive Gossip Girl fan and I'm Blake Lively, not Blake Lively. Leighton Meester through and through. I think she's amazing. I think she's such a good soul.
Yeah, it's funny because the other day, like I've been deep dive holding on TikTok with this so much that I was in Winners and I took a picture of it. The book was literally in an aisle and I was like, I'm not gonna buy it, but I was just like, oh, it's following me. But like, it's just so crazy. You know, there was like so much going on. I don't know what's true and what's not, but like now that I'm basing it off of like facts and like all everything's been leaked, I'm just like, oh no, this is a scary moment because New York Times is involved. There's like all these people involved. The lawsuit's like crazy.
I've not even watched the movie because I have the book, so I want to read the book.
It's actually available on like Amazon Prime right now, and it's free to watch. I wasn't watching it the other night, then I was like, I don't know. I know the movie was an amazing message, but I don't know. I feel like all this bad press for it is like...
It was already... even before it came out, it was like one of those things where you're like...
I know. I was just like, this is crazy. Everything's quiet. And like just watching all these celebrities coming out and speaking out about like the premiere in LA and just like...
Yeah, what happened? Didn't he get sent to the basement?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me. You know more than me because you've gone down the rabbit hole.
Apparently there was like 2 different theaters. There was like one that was like for like everybody, and there's another one. And that was the one that he was in line for, and there was just like an empty theater that they kept him away from like everybody else. Yeah. And there was some weird tension and like everybody felt it. Bethany Franklin just put a video out and just talking
She's Chanel woman, right? That's the Chanel woman.
Yeah. Is it Chanel woman?
Yeah, well, didn't she do the thing where she was, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll sidetrack that in a second.
Okay. Sidebar. Yeah, and she said she was at the premiere and she forgot about this moment where she was like, I was standing there and then I just went home. I didn't watch the movie because it was just like some weird something going on.
Yeah.
And then there's a voice note that Justin has sent like the producers and stuff. Like, I'm sitting in this place by myself, like like while there's a premiere happening because she doesn't want me there. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
That's crazy.
It's a juicy story.
It is juicy. So Bethany Frankel, she went
Oh, I said
to
Franklin. Oops.
Franklin. I don't know.
I don't know. Frank.
I don't know.
One of the F's. Okay.
Yeah, she went to Chanel in LA, and I guess she got turned away because she was looking like she was probably dressed in like trackies, not looking great.
Oh no.
So they turned her away. They were like, no. Then she went back, and obviously she documented it all.
Right.
Then goes back, dressed the nines, and like, come in, spend a load of money. So she was all like uppity about Chanel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just saw a video of Paris Hilton in there though, and she's holding like, it's like Paris Hilton buys out Chanel. She's holding like all these bags,
Ugh.
and I was like, must be nice.
Dude, I was in
Just
LA
pass
with
me
my
one.
friend, and we went in the Chanel shop. We had to like hang out at the side for a bit because, you know, you have to have someone shop with you.
Mhm.
And like my friend goes in and she's like, oh, I'm going to buy this necklace. Drops $1,000 on this like beautiful necklace. I was like, oh. Like,
I have one
Even-
Chanel necklace. It's beautiful. This is a whole pearl necklace. I should wear it today. Just thought about
I
it right
don't
now.
have any really expensive jewelry.
I can only wear it to like nice
Yeah.
things because like I'm
Yeah, yeah,
clumsy. So like if I wear it out, that's not somewhere I will lose it, break it. Something will happen.
I'll put it in my pocket like Jenna's phone.
Yeah, and then I'll see you wearing it on your next show. You'll be like,
Me,
New look.
surprise.
oh my gosh, yeah.
That's so funny. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's
Of
so much
course.
fun.
It's been great. I appreciate you lots. And
Appreciate you too.
okay, cool. Thanks, buddy. And we'll catch up soon.
Sounds good. Okay.